The recent arrests of 14 suspected drug mules have brought renewed attention to South Africa's role as a key transit route and destination for drugs. Police say the 14 were intercepted at the OR Tambo International Airport in the last 2 months. Just yesterday, a 43-year-old Paraguayan was arrested after a medical examination revealed foreign objects in his stomach. By last night, he had released 20 bullets of cocaine pellets. Let's take you now live to OR Tambo International Airport, where my colleague Aldrin St-Pierre is standing by. Aldrin, such an important discussion this, because there always has been the question on whether or not South Africa is a major transit point for drug trafficking. 14 arrests in 2 months is quite the number. Talk to us about really how important these developments are in the fight against drug trafficking.
Well, very important developments, of course, and also giving some sense of hope when it comes to the work that is being done by the police to try and track down these drug mules, and also the intelligence that is used by the police to, if you take into consideration the informants that would tell the police about a drug mule, as an example, or consignment that would be arriving at any of our ports. So it's very, very, very important. I'm going to be having a conversation now with Lieutenant General Tebello, who is the Deputy Police Commissioner, and really overseeing what has been happening so far. You just mentioned one of the people who were arrested yesterday, the 14th in the past 2 months, obviously from Paraguay, and as you've indicated, 20 bullets at the time that the police released the statement that had been discovered in this man's body. But we're going to get a quick update now from the Deputy Police Commissioner, and also speaking broadly about the work that is being done by the police, and also taking into consideration the work that they do with their counterparts, including Interpol. Lieutenant General, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. So yesterday we received news of a 14th person who has been arrested over the past 2 months here at the OR Tambo International Airport. Apparently he's from Paraguay. Please explain to us what exactly happened here.
Good morning, Andren, and good morning to the viewers at home. Yes, indeed, we have seen a spike in the detection of these drug mules in recent days. As you are rightfully saying that yesterday's arrest was the 14th of the people that were busted here at the OR Tambo, and this is as a result of a multidisciplinary collaboration that we are seeing with the officials that are working here, the alertness of the members, because some of the cases it's a personal detection based on your investigative skill and the suspicion that officials, and it doesn't matter from which department, but that collaboration that we are seeing here working together, and perhaps the intelligence as well that they are receiving, and they are following up on those intelligence, have seen this particular arrest in recent days. I can confirm, Andrian, that up to this point, the person who was arrested from Sao Paulo, who a Paraguayan that was arrested, has so far released 117. And every time when this release happens, there will be a bleeding, which can be a health issue that is happening, and they have stopped that operation to rush him to the hospital for medical treatment. It is risky to swallow the tablets, as of this recent case that is showing that if you do swallow, there are strong possibilities of a loss of life in what you are doing.
Can you quickly explain to us exactly the capsules themselves, these bullets, the size of the bullets? If you take into consideration the man from Paraguay who has been arrested, what kg would that translate into?
In terms of one bullet, the kg, it's almost 0. It's like
maybe using the size of your finger. Okay, so I'm going to ask the Deputy Police Commissioner to use the size of a finger, just to give you an indication of the size of the bullets that they would swallow. So some people found to be swallowing more than 100 in this case as well. Okay.
More than 100 of this that will be stuck in your stomach until you reach your destination where you will release them. They have the way of releasing them. I do not want to talk about that because it might be encouraging in others to doing these things, thinking that it is an exercise that can be done and it is safe. It is not a safe exercise at all. It's a medical risk.
Yeah.
And I think even the money that they are getting out of that will not worth your life.
Yeah. Are you able to tell us what those capsules are made out of? Why is it that some of them don't burst? Why is it that the drug mules rely on whatever material is being used to swallow that material and being transferred for hours on end, while that is in your body?
I will be lying to you to say this particular material is being used. I think our forensics teams, because when they are getting released, they are immediately being sent out for assessment by the forensic team to check what would be the product that is being used to cover them. But they are covered in such a manner that they stay. I must caution the viewers at home that it is not always a case of them being safe inside, because there are incidents where they burst, and when it bursts, it's an instant life gone. You die immediately when it bursts inside, because this thing, it's inside of you, and then it will go through the system and attacks the heart, and you are gone.
Okay, so the Global Initiative Against Transnational Crime has identified South Africa as one of the hotspots for drug transit, one of the locations that is being used. Why do you think that is the case? What is it that you have picked up from your intelligence that is telling you that South Africa has become vulnerable, not only because of its geographical position, but also perhaps maybe lapses in terms of tracking down these individuals?
I will not say it's because of the gaps within the system. The recent arrest is an indication that we are hard at work, and I must say it is not for the first time that we will from time to time detect this type of issues. They subsided over time, and one can mention during the COVID time, and immediately after COVID, the numbers went down. But we are having a new commanders here. You will recall that in recent days we also have adopted the BMA, so that working together and the fact that you are having multiplicity of officials from different environments, it's a detection on its own, because you will not know who to trust if you are not going to operationalize the intelligence that you are receiving. And the next person next to you who's from another department picks up, it might be against you. So we are seeing that now the command structure has put the system in place that is ensuring that when the intelligence is received, it is operationalized. So it is a matter of using a correct intelligence and our collaboration. Remember recently when the National Commissioner and the team attended the National Assembly, in the Interpol National Assembly, there was that collaboration that they had with the Brazilian Federal Police. We have sent the team immediately afterwards, I think 6 months or a year afterwards, they went there to tighten that MOU and to make sure that we are working. We also have what we call a trilateral planning cell that has been working, and we as the South African Police Service are currently the chair. They are monitoring the southern route. So we are having this multiplicity of systems that we have put in place, the collaboration, the working together, including the trust that we are having between ourselves and federal
Deputy Commissioner,
police.
Unfortunately, we're running out of time. I just quickly want to squeeze in these two questions. One is the masterminds. We see the drug mules being arrested, but who are the masterminds? Are you able to track down the masterminds?
We have from time to time been communicating through Operation Chanela our successes, the cases that are sitting with our DPCI. Remember, we have DPCI here as well, where DPCI is looking at level 3 to 5 of this network, criminal network in the drugs. So we have quite a number. Inland, domestically now, we have a lot of more than 24,000 of the dealings we have more than 77,000 arrests on the people that are now found in possession. So that is an indication
but that's in possession, but the masterminds, the people who are coordinating this entire thing.
This is the statistics that I'm saying. It's that one that is sitting with the DPCI, where we are seeing a lot of those people that have been detected, that are being investigated. And when it gets to that level, it is not a one-size-fits-all. You cannot investigate it today and just finish.
Okay.
It's an organized crime. You need to look at all the connections before you do the arrest.
Has the intelligence looked into how the money is transferred? Have you seen into whether perhaps maybe some of these drug operators are using Bitcoin instead of using normal currency, because they know that you have the international institutions that are also looking at transactions and how those transactions are taking place, but not so much when it comes to Bitcoin?
Not so much when it comes to Bitcoin. It is part and parcel of our investigation. You know, we have FIC, Financial Intelligence Center, that is when we pick up, and when they pick up the transactions, obviously when large amounts are involved, the investigation starts, and most of the time you'll find that it's mainly on the people that are using trucks. That is why so much money that you will find being transacted. But when it comes to others, I think in 2 years back, there was an investigation precisely on the Bitcoin, the use of Bitcoin, the cryptocurrencies and your visual currencies that are being used. And South Africa was found to be one of the countries that is contributing a lot on these visual transactions that were most of the time illegal.
Okay.
And we are hard at work with all the systems to make sure that we close all the taps, all the gaps that we may found on the system. We put measures in place.
More or less, how much does a drug mule get?
You'll never know. 24, 35,000. Your life for 35,000 rands.
25,000 rand. So
a 21-year-old, 35,000. It's nothing.
She was offered 35,000.
Most of the time they are offered not more than 35,000.
Okay, well, the question then is it lucrative? Does it make sense to swallow all of those bullets for 35,000 rand at the end of that entire transaction, and also considering, of course, the risk that is run if you do swallow those particular bullets? So we will be continuing our conversation a bit later on. We'll also be speaking to the Department of Social Development about the impact of this when you find that some of the people, the drug mules that are arrested, are pregnant and end up giving birth overseas while incarcerations, and the Department of Social Development having to report them or transport them back to South Africa. That conversation will be taking place a bit later on. We're going to take a quick ad break. We'll continue with the AM report at the top of the hour.